We got UFC 6 before GTA 6? The UFC got tired of everybody complaining about the Paramount era already. They said, we need to do something about this. It's like that dude Don Draper said in Mad Men. He said, we need to, how do you say it? He says something like, we need to control the narrative. We need to be in charge of it. We need to get ahead of it. Let's do something to take their minds off of how much they hate the Paramount era. Let's make them hate something else. So they came out with the new UFC video game cover. You know what's funny about it? And I didn't even think about it until right now when I'm already recording. Not only did they say, let's give them something to hate us for. They gave us something else. Not us. I'm just talking about it. I'm not losing any sleep over it. You know, it's hard to make someone that's already insomniac lose sleep about something that's not that important. So they said, let's make them hate something else. And what I think is funny that I was just saying came to me right now is instead of just messing it up one time, they found a way to mess it up twice. I didn't even realize that till right now. It's not like they came up with one bad swing. They found a way to do it two times. Two times. I think that's actually kind of impressive. So the first one is Pereira. And it's almost striking when you look at the cover because I'm not used to seeing Pereira look like that anymore. Pereira has put on quite a bit of weight. When you look at the video game cover of him, he's very trim, he's toned, he's ripped. But if you look at it closely, he's knocking out Israel Adesanya. Now, I know that the UFC video games don't come out every single year like the NBA ones and NFL and stuff like that. So maybe there's a little bit of allowance there. They space them out so they're able to kind of highlight and pinpoint the moments that they want over time. But it's something that you can't help but notice. He's looking very different back then. He actually looks like he's in shape. And he's knocking out Israel Adesanya, somebody that he right after got knocked out by. And it's just, I don't know. That's the first thing that crossed my beanie. And I wasn't intentionally looking for something to pick at. I just saw it was at the top of the news feed. Oh, snap. We've been waiting for this. And I looked and I'm like, huh. And I noticed that immediately. This dude is on the cover knocking out someone that he got knocked out by right after. And he looks totally different. He had like a reverse glow up. He's not looking good these days. And you know what? There's a narrative that's going around right now. And I am the one that put it into motion, but that's aside the point. That doesn't take anything away from it. I tend to believe, do you remember that one time when he was out and he was running in the rain? And I was even talking about it recently, how Tracy Cortez made him go full Forrest Gump. And he's like, I just felt like running. And he left the premises, right? I think it's very possible that maybe that got twisted. And maybe he was getting chunky. And we've been hearing a lot of things about Tracy Cortez lately, how she was kind of la toxica and she was kind of crazy. And how we got people running from her, breaking up with her on holidays. We got dudes saying that she's so crazy. Brian Ortega said that she's so crazy that he actually, when she was asleep, Christmas Eve into Christmas morning, because she was a heavy sleeper. Apparently she used to snore real bad. He put a bow on her. Like, he went that extra mile. Like, how insulting, bro. He actually put a bow on her when she was snoring. And that was his gift to himself. He dumped her. He said, hit the road, Jack. Christmas Day, he dumped her. He said, you need to go back to Arizona. That was his gift to himself. Put a bow on her. That's messed up, bro. That's next level. But we know that she's kind of weird. And the new narrative going around is that she was making him run. Do you remember it was raining hard? Again, Forrest Gump reference. It was raining like sideways, that sideways kind of rain. And do you remember it was storming and it was lightning? It was like, who in their right mind would be out there running? She made him do it. She told him that he was getting chunky. And I don't know if at the time he was intending to go to heavyweight or not, but he was putting some lbs on, and she told him to go run out in the rain. And I don't know if Brazilians celebrate Christmas. I don't know if it's like, I learned recently, like barely this year for the first time ever, I learned that apparently Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving. What? They don't even have pilgrims. I don't even think they had Native Americans. Wait a minute. How could Canada have Native Americans? That's exclusive to America. What would it be? Native Canadians? That doesn't make any sense. That's like one of the worst, most blatant cases of appropriation, cultural appropriation I've ever seen in all my days. But anyway, I realize that Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving, although they don't have Native Americans, because that doesn't make any sense. They had no pilgrims, so I don't know if Brazilians celebrate Christmas. But maybe, I don't know. I'm overthinking it now, but I think it's possible. Because he's out of shape now. He's not looking good. I don't know if you've seen the photos. I said it before. I think it looks very similar to when John Jones was trying to gain weight for heavyweight. And everybody was making fun of him. So it just, I'm saying all of this to say that he is very out of shape now and not looking good. And he's really patting himself on the back because he's deadlifting like 300 pounds. Ryan Garcia benches what Alex Pereira is out there deadlifting. Are you kidding me? And if you don't get the reference, that means you haven't been watching my videos. So, I do make videos every single Monday through Friday now. I don't know if anybody told you. Don't rely on the algorithm. I will be here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hype, share, all that kind of stuff. Because if you watch the video and you don't do that, YouTube's like, oh, they must not have liked it. And they won't show you my videos anymore. Anyway. So that's Pereira. And I think it's important to acknowledge that, man, that stupid curse thing, that's annoying to me. Because he's not going to beat Ciryl Gane. And it's for reasons totally aside from any kind of video game cover. But now people are going to be talking about that. I'm so glad that I put it on record already. I'm so glad that I've already been talking about it. I've been talking about it here. I've been talking about it on the hit show, the Moss and Jesse show. But people are already bringing that up. Oh, no, they shouldn't have put Pereira because now he's going to lose. Now the curse. But you know what's very weird and hypocritical? They're also mad that Max Holloway is on the cover. They're mad because Max Holloway is on the cover and he just lost. But then you're also mad that a dude that you like and makes sense to be on the cover, now you think he's going to lose. So which is it? I mean, I'm exhausted, bro. It's the same kind of logic that I run into oftentimes within this community. And again, I don't know if it's like a dead internet theory kind of a thing going on, and it's just a bunch of bots just trying to create conflict and drama within the community. I don't know, but it doesn't make any sense. Yes, it's weird that Pereira now, has the body of Michael Bisping's son. And they're trying to take us back in time and show us when we could see his abs knocking out a dude that knocked him out right after the fact. And even his own lady was making him go out in the rain and in the lightning trying to lose that weight. It's weird. It's just very far displaced from where we're at right now. And then we got Max Holloway. And a lot of people are saying maybe it makes sense because Max Holloway is a gamer. And that's all I've heard people saying. So that's all I'm going to give him credit for. I'm going to give myself credit for the rest. I thought, because I was annoyed, because my first thought is they did it because Max Holloway's a gamer. And then I started looking at the articles, and then I saw some people are also saying that. And I was like, okay, but I'm taking it further. I think it's not just because that's a stupid reason. It's not just because he's a gamer. It's because he's going to be gaming this game. And they're going to be taking care of him. You know they're already going to be doing it. So it's just, let's say, the same as they would have done maybe if... No, they hated Mighty Mouse. But you know how Mighty Mouse was a gamer? So I think it's kind of like I don't know if sponsorship is the right word. Some kind of a deal. Some kind of... Max Holloway is going to be playing this. Because he needs to fight anyway. I don't know if it's going to be Conor McGregor after all or what. But that's how Max Holloway trains. Which is maybe why he lost in the fashion he did to Oliveira. Max Holloway's fight camps are all within his gaming console. He trains, and I'm not making that up. I mean, I don't know how much, again, I always have to refer to the fact that I have to come through an obscene amount of MMA and UFC content so that I could come to you correct. But that is a thing that you have to know that. If you're in the MMA community, you have to know that Max Holloway says that he literally trains by playing fighting games. So maybe he's going to be playing it an obscene amount. and he's going to be getting some kind of kickback because he's really promoting it. I mean, how much better can you do than have a fighter that's as loved and revered as Max Holloway playing the new UFC game? And then he's on the cover of it. It's just a perfect situation for the UFC and for whoever's at the top, whoever they're in relationship with that stands to make any money from it. It's the best move. It's a money move. It's not a he deserves this. He's on a winning streak. He's a champion. He's unbeatable. It's a money move. It's a marketing move. And that's what companies like the UFC, Endeavor, TKO, Paramount, that's what they need to do right now. So if you look at other fighters, and we should skim through this real quick because people are talking about other contenders that they think deserve it. Some people brought up Islam Makhachev, the number one pound for pound fighter. Now, I'm taking a guess right now. I think, and this could check off both Makhachev and Chamoyev. I think playing video games is haram. I think. I'm not 100% positive. I think a lot of stuff is haram actually. Talking to ladies, playing video games. I think even listening to music. Which makes no sense because I always see Chamoyev dancing. And if he's doing those dances to complete silence, that's even weirder than I thought. If he's dancing to Ramzan Kadyrov in dead silence, now that's weird. But I think video games are haram. I'm not entirely sure. We have Volkanovski. And we know that the UFC hates Volkanovski. I'm a Volkamaniac. I'm very defensive of him. But we know they're trying to get rid of him. You know they're already planning Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez 8. What about Tomas Aspinall? The UFC hates Tomas Aspinall, and he's probably going Max, they're going to get him to play it and watch it and review it and collab with people on it. Tomas Aspinall, he's going to be like, I can't see it. I can't see the gameplay. They don't want to go through the ups and downs with that dude anymore. Pick a lane, dude. Merab, they're mad at Merab because they think he looks like a punk right now. He punked out when Armin Sarukian challenged them at RAF, so now he's no longer in their good graces. For all we know, he would have been on it and it took him out. And you can't say, well, he lost. That doesn't make any sense. Well, so did Max Holloway. And so then how about Pantoja? They don't like Pantoja for whatever reason. Pantoja was already fine and healthy and ready to come back against Van. And they said, let's do this other guy. Let's have that Asian on Asian violence. So how about Van? Well, they know the fans will revolt because the fans, who cares what the UFC thinks? The fans know that Van is a fake champion and he doesn't deserve that bout. How about Charles Oliveira? Well, everybody is mad at Charles Oliveira, not only because he defeated one of the most loved, and look, that's significant because Charles Oliveira is also one of the most loved fighters in all of UFC history. But Max Holloway, I mean, that goes to different lengths right there. The dude actually speaks English. So because of him beating Max Holloway, and then in the fashion which he beat him, and because it was for the BMF, it's so layered now. People are even extra mad. They're so upset that Charles Oliveira put Max Holloway from the blessed era into the stressed era, and it's gonna take him a while to get over that. People don't want to see him on the cover right now. What about Dricus du Duplessis? He insisted that his coach be on there with them. They be kissing on the cover. And the UFC is very much aware that they have a large and growing conservative base, and then no one's going to buy that video game. So he's out. We got Magomed Ankala. I can't even get through his whole name. I'm so bored. Case closed. Then we got Olberg, Carlos Olberg. What are they going to do? Put him on the cover in crutches? He's going to come on while he's in the middle of his rehab? Is he going to, or are we going to go back to the past like we had to do with Alex Pereira when he actually had the body of a fighter? We're going to go back in time with Olberg and we're going to show a photo of him picking up dollar bills with his butt cheeks when he was a stripper? Nah, that one's off. How about like I said? I actually mentioned a few videos ago that it would be hilarious if they put Armin Sarukian on the cover because I don't care what anybody says, bro. I don't care what anybody says. And all of the Ilia defenders, all of the Ilia Topuria truthers that keep coming into the comment section, their claims the ways in which they defend him are as thin as when he was coming after Armin Sarukian to Ariel Helwani. There's no substance. It's all name calling and just saying things that have nothing to do with the actual point. And I see the same. I've been making claims that Arman Tsarukyan is currently the face of the UFC, and he got there without even having to do UFC things. He's bigger than Ilia. You can't make Ilia bigger just by saying it out loud. Ilia is the, champ kind of, even though you're not supposed to have those anymore. And Tsarukyan is still more popular and liked within the community. And I said it would have been hilarious. It would have been the funniest move that the UFC could have done. It would have been such a meme. People would have loved it. They would have been like, hey, dang, the UFC stepping their game up. If they would have put Arman Tsarukyan on the cover in an RAF singlet, that would have been hilarious. But of course, they did not do that. So what about Ilia? Everyone's saying it should have been Ilia. He's the guy right now. Well, maybe they're so scared. Maybe they really believe in this whole curse thing. And the UFC absolutely loves and protects Ilia Topuria. And if they are feeling any hints, any semblances of superstitiousness, they're not even going to let him get close. And you think they love Alex Pereira. They just paid him all that money. It's a foregone conclusion. The UFC already knows. They know that they're not going to make Pereira beat Gain just by not putting Pereira on the cover, so it doesn't even matter. But what are they going to do? Put Gain on the cover? They know more people like Pereira, so they'll buy it. They'll buy it just for the cover art. But Ilia is the only dude that they would want to protect and not want to put him on there because of that. The only other thing I could think of that's making waves right now is Laura Stanko. If they put Laura Stanko on that cover in her 7-piece Pachuco zoot suit, but a lot of people, it would probably be a lot of refunds because a lot of people would probably think that it's the new Mafia game and there will be some mass returns. And a lot of dudes' ladies probably wouldn't like that either.